Some shows entertain us, others become part of who we are. Walker, Texas Ranger was one of those rare shows where justice wore a cowboy hat, courage spoke softly but carried a big roundhouse kick, and loyalty meant everything. For many fans, it wasn't just action on the screen. It was a weekly dose of honor, family, and strength. Now, decades later, the cast of Walker still holds a special place in our hearts. Some have continued to inspire in new ways. Others, sadly, have passed on, leaving behind stories, characters, and memories we'll never forget. In this video, we'll revisit the stars of Walker, Texas Ranger, Then and Now, exploring their real lives, their journeys beyond the badge, and honoring those we've lost along the trail. So hit that like button, subscribe for more classic TV content, and don't forget to share your favorite Walker, Texas Ranger memories in the comments. Noble Willingham. Noble Henry Willingham Jr. portrayed C.D. Parker on Walker, Texas Ranger, joining the show in 1993 at age 61. C.D. is the retired Texas Ranger turned bar owner and Walker's trusted friend and mentor, offering wisdom, warmth, and plenty of tough love throughout the series.
She's been kidnapped. That's all we got right now.
What do we do?
We find her.
Willingham passed away on January 17, 2004, in Palm Springs, California, at the age of 72 from natural causes. In his later years, he stepped away from the spotlight and lived a quiet, reflective life. Though previously married and a father of 3, he became increasingly private, spending his final years in seclusion. In 2000, he left acting to run for Congress in Texas, a bold move that reflected his lifelong political convictions. He spent his remaining years in a mid-century home in Palm Springs, surrounded by a cherished collection of vintage American cars. His estate, valued at approximately $3 million, was largely passed on to his children, with a portion donated to charitable causes he supported. Clarence Gilyard Jr., Clarence Alfred Gilyard Jr. stepped into the role of James Trevette on Walker, Texas Ranger in 1993 at age 37. Trevette is Walker's dependable partner, a former football player turned Texas Ranger, known for his intelligence, athleticism, and loyalty, often utilizing his technology skills and legal knowledge to help solve cases.
Garrett Stone and Walker went head-to-head, complete with a couple of major shootouts for about a year before Walker finally brought him down and put him away.
Gilyard passed away at his home in Las Vegas on November 28, 2022, at the age of 66. The cause of death was not publicly disclosed. Away from the cameras, Gilyard went through 2 divorces and often found it difficult to maintain close ties with his 6 children. In his final years, he lived quietly in Las Vegas, coping with declining health while stepping back from public life. His estate, estimated at $5 million, was left to his family, though reports of internal disputes later surfaced. James Trevette remains a fan favorite, remembered for his courage, intelligence, and heart. Floyd Redcrow Westerman. Floyd Westerman, also known as Floyd Redcrow, joined Walker, Texas Ranger in 1993 at age 57. He played Uncle Ray Firewalker, Walker's wise Native American uncle who provided spiritual guidance, cultural grounding, and emotional support to Walker throughout the series.
It's going to have me race against his top riders again.
He's anxious to challenge you again. And if he gives you an opportunity to speak, remember, he likes to laugh.
Uncle Ray.
Westerman passed away on December 13, 2007, in Los Angeles, California, at the age of 71 due to complications from leukemia. Westerman was a respected activist, musician, and advocate for Native American rights. He toured internationally as a folk singer and was deeply involved in indigenous causes, often using his platform to speak out against environmental destruction and cultural injustice. Though admired for his work, Westerman spent much of his life on the road, which put strain on his personal relationships. In his final years, he focused on his advocacy work despite his declining health. Ned Romero. Ned Romero portrayed Judge Henry Five Kills in a 1999 episode of Walker, Texas Ranger at the age of 69. Though his appearance was brief, he brought quiet dignity and strength to the role.
Floyd, how'd you get here? I'm called Lone Wolf. I was trying to reach my people. Your people?
Ned Romero passed away on November 4th, 2017 in Palm Desert, California, from natural causes at the age of 90. Romero's acting journey spanned decades, but he often found himself confined to stereotypical roles that never fully captured his talent. The loss of his young daughter to leukemia was a deep personal blow, and criticism from within his own community for earlier roles left lasting wounds. Despite this, he remained dedicated to his craft and was especially proud of his role as Five Kills, which he felt aligned with his values. He was married for over 30 years to a supportive screenwriter, and in his later years, found peace in woodworking and spiritual reflection. His hillside Los Angeles home, filled with native carvings and film memorabilia, formed part of a $1 million estate left to Clo's family. Woody Watson. Woody Watson played Coleman on Walker, Texas Ranger, joining the series in 1993. Though a quieter presence among the cast, his rugged and grounded performance made him a memorable part of the team.
Hank was a good guy.
I sure hope we had nothing to do with that.
Of course we didn't. What kind of thing is that to say?
Watson passed away on January 27, 1999, at the age of 50 from natural causes. Beyond the screen, his personal life was marked by hardship. He was married twice, but both relationships ended. The second following the heartbreaking loss of his teenage daughter in a car accident. Grief and personal struggles led him to live in seclusion for much of his later life. He found comfort in restoring Western memorabilia and riding his old horse on a small property outside Dallas. At the time of his death, his estate included a modest ranch-style home and a weathered but cherished collection of vintage props. Brion James. Brion Howard James portrayed Rafer Cobb on Walker, Texas Ranger in 1993 at age 48. Known for portraying menacing and complex characters, he brought a commanding presence to the series with his intense and unpredictable energy.
Your face. You don't, I'll become your worst nightmare. You got it?
Yes, sir.
Good. Have a nice day. You, well, look stupid, lose a cigarette. Hey, meathead. Your parents have any kids that lived?
James passed away unexpectedly on August 7, 1999, in Malibu, California, at the age of 54 due to a heart attack. Brion James was a prolific character actor with over 100 film credits, including standout roles in Blade Runner, 48 Hachers, and The Fifth Element. Though frequently cast as villains, those who knew him described a generous, eccentric spirit who cared deeply about his craft. He never married and had no children, devoting most of his life to acting and creative projects. At the time of his death, he was preparing to launch an original stage production, reflecting his ongoing passion for storytelling. Michael Parks. Michael Parks played Caleb Hooks on Walker, Texas Ranger, joining the series in 1993 at age 55. As the calculating and dangerous Hooks, Parks brought his signature quiet intensity to the role, a hallmark of his complex and often menacing screen presence.
I have this affinity, feeling, I guess it's respect.
Tragically, Parks passed away on May 9, 2017, at the age of 77 from natural causes. Despite his rugged image, Parks lived a life marked by estrangement and regret. Married twice, both relationships ended amid emotional strain, and his bond with his only son James remained distant. After a career fallout in the 1970s, he faced years of obscurity and financial instability, though later found modest revival in guest roles in cult films. He spent his final years in a quiet Los Angeles home, surrounded by guitars, old film reels, and vintage motorcycles. His $2 million estate was divided among distant relatives, reflecting a life both brilliant and troubled. Mako Iwamatsu. Mako Iwamatsu appeared on Walker, Texas Ranger in 1994 at age 60, portraying several characters marked by wisdom, quiet strength, and spiritual depth, traits drawn from his rich background in film and theater. Mako Iwamatsu passed away on July 21, 2006, in Somas, California, at the age of 72 from esophageal cancer. Behind the scenes, Mako wrestled with the pressure of representing Asian identity in a limited Hollywood landscape. His long marriage to actress Shizuko Hoshi endured deep strain following the tragic drowning of their son, Kenji, a loss that distanced them emotionally, though they remained legally married. He buried himself in his work, often channeling emotion through characters like Dr. Lee and Master Rin. At home, he found solace in traditional Japanese art, music, and calligraphy, living quietly in Los Angeles. His estate, valued at around $1 million, was divided between his wife and daughter, Mara Adams. Mara Adams appeared as Betsy Harper on Walker, Texas Ranger in 2000, taking on the role at age 61. Betsy was a sharp-tongued character whose brief appearance added tension and wit to the episode, though for Adams the role marked a final career highlight more than a comeback.
Now, will you please listen to me?
Mara Adams passed away from natural causes on April 25, 2024, at the age of 85. Adams led a life touched by emotional hardships. She was married once to a television executive, but the marriage ended in a bitter divorce after just 5 years. She raised one daughter, Heather, largely on her own, though their relationship later became strained when Heather moved overseas and ceased contact. Adams spent her later years in a modest Los Angeles home, where growing loneliness was compounded by early dementia. A house fire in the 1990s destroyed much of her personal memorabilia, deepening her emotional isolation. Her $1 million estate, which included her home, a hybrid car, and a collection of sentimental costume jewelry, was ultimately left to her daughter despite their long estrangement. Robert Wallace Forster Jr. portrayed Dr. Paul Hirsch in Walker, Texas Ranger in 1993, at the age of 52. Though his role was brief, his calm presence and emotional depth brought weight to the part, traits he consistently delivered throughout his long and respected career. Forster passed away on October 11, 2019, in Los Angeles, California, at the age of 78 after battling brain cancer. Forster's life carried its share of hardship. He was married twice, but both unions ended in divorce, leaving emotional wounds that stayed with him. He struggled at times to maintain strong ties with his children, as his deep commitment to acting often came at the cost of personal connection. Despite this, Forster remained a steady and admired figure in the industry. His estate, estimated at $3 million, included a Los Angeles home and a collection of personal belongings passed on to his family. His brief time on Walker, Texas Ranger, stands among the many performances that defined a career built on quiet strength and perseverance. James Child Drury appeared on Walker, Texas Ranger in 1993 at age 63, playing the role of Captain Tom Price, a seasoned lawman whose presence brought classic Western grit and authority to the episode. Known for his earlier iconic role as the Virginian, Drury's appearance was a nod to the golden age of TV cowboys.
He tries to make him obey such law. Furthermore, he says he knows you hung those fellas, Steve and Griffin, without proper proof of a crime. You are an entire...
Drury passed away on April 6, 2020, in Houston, Texas, at the age of 85 from natural causes. Drury's life was shaped by deep-rooted values and quiet resilience. Married 3 times, he experienced both the joys and heartaches of family life, including the loss of one of his sons in 2015. He remained active with Western fan conventions and stayed connected to his cowboy roots, living on a ranch and traveling for public appearances well into his later years. His estate included a collection of memorabilia from his decades-long career and a modest Texas property. Though his time on Walker, Texas Ranger was brief, James Drury's legacy as a true Western icon endured through every role he rode into. Sheree J. Wilson played Alex Cahill on Walker, Texas Ranger, joining the series in 1993 at age 34. As a fearless district attorney, Alex often stood shoulder to shoulder with Walker, offering sharp legal insight, moral strength, and emotional depth throughout the series.
One is a chain of restaurants, and I overestimated your intelligence.
I didn't say I just thought it'd be a great location. I mean, with the hotel over here.
Now 66 years old, Wilson has continued to enjoy a steady career in television and film. Before acting, she worked as a successful model and gained early fame on Dallas, though she asked to be written off the show to focus on motherhood, a decision she later admitted she regretted. Wilson also faced personal struggles, including health challenges related to gigantomastia, which brought early physical changes and casting difficulties. During her time on Walker, she occasionally voiced frustration with the writing and even co-wrote an episode to better reflect the characters. Outside of acting, she ventured into producing, launched her own skincare line, and supported charitable causes. Through both triumphs and challenges, Wilson brought heart and strength to her role, making Alex Cahill a standout figure in the series. Chuck Norris played Cordell Walker, a principled and tough martial artist who fought for justice with unwavering moral clarity. He was 53 years old when he first stepped into the role in 1993, bringing strength, discipline, and quiet intensity to the character that would define his television legacy.
Matt's cable was cut.
As of now, Norris is 85 and remains a respected cultural icon. Before his acting career, he served in the U.S. Air Force and went on to become a world karate champion, earning black belts in multiple disciplines. His transition into Hollywood saw him rise as one of the era's top action stars, known for roles that blended grit with honor. Beyond the screen, Norris has faced personal challenges, including health issues and the emotional toll of his wife's medical struggles. Still, he has continued to write, speak, and give back, supporting military families, youth outreach programs, and faith-based initiatives. His portrayal of Cordell Walker stands as a lasting symbol of strength, justice, and personal conviction. Judson Mills. Judson Mills portrayed Francis Gage on Walker, Texas Ranger, joining the series in 1999 at age 30. Gage was a tough yet good-natured ranger who brought youthful energy, loyalty, and balance to the team dynamic during the show's later seasons.
What?
You sure you can't fit another burger on that thing?
Why, ruin it? It's perfect.
No, as of 2025, Mills is 56 and remains active in acting. He recently appeared in the film This Game's Called Murder, performed in the stage production Jelly's Last Jam, and is involved in the upcoming series Pieces. Known for his laid-back charm and natural screen presence, he made Gage a relatable and likable figure. Off-screen, he has embraced stage work and keeps connected with fans through social media. His grounded presence added a refreshing energy to the series' later years. Nia Peeples. Nia Peeples portrayed Sidney Cook on Walker, Texas Ranger, joining the series in 1999 at age 38. Sidney was a confident and highly skilled ranger whose sharp instincts and martial arts expertise made her an integral part of the team.
Really close? No, not like you're thinking. I mean, we're partners. We're ranger partners. Well, it's just one.
As of now, Peeples is 63 and has enjoyed a versatile career as an actress, pop singer, and television host. She first rose to prominence in the 1980s with chart-topping singles and breakout roles in Fame and North Shore. A black belt in martial arts, she often performed her own stunts. Beyond acting, she has focused on wellness, female empowerment, and personal development through speaking engagements and online platforms. She navigated the highs and lows of fame, experienced multiple divorces, and underwent a profound spiritual awakening. In 2013, she suffered trigeminal nerve damage, which led her on a path of deep healing and self-discovery. Her depiction of Sidney brought strength, warmth, and emotional range to the series, making her one of the show's most memorable female leads. Thank you for watching and taking this walk down memory lane with us. Walker, Texas Ranger gave us thrilling action, heartfelt moments, and unforgettable characters who stood for justice and integrity. Let us know in the comments, what do you remember most about Walker, Texas Ranger? We'd love to hear your favorite episodes, characters, or moments that left a lasting impact. If you enjoyed this tribute, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel for more nostalgic looks back.